Is Fortnite dead? We are on half a year of HRT, and I figured it would be a good time to bring in my friend who kind of copied my shit and was like, oh, Quinn, you're thinking of getting feminizing hormones? That's so weird.
No, I thought in Florida it wasn't that easy, but turns out it's very easy to do.
Except for our two other our one other trans friend and then the former trans friend.
Yes.
Who were both like, we had it and then we lost it. So I don't know what happened with them.
I don't know what happened with them either.
You've increased your dosages on everything.
Yes, double in fact, all my dosages. It went from 4 milligrams of estradiol to 8.
Have you gotten your lab results done?
Yes. My T levels were still a little higher.
I got off Spyro because it was making me pee too much. And also my dick stopped working. How's your dick?
He's kicking. He's working just fine.
Are you and Haley still having an active sex life?
Yeah.
So you probably didn't do the mistake I made where I was like, babe, can you have sex with me for medicine?
You know you can just masturbate too, right? You don't need to
I forgot. I completely forgot.
First of all, I feel like, don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
I feel like you of all people are an active baiter.
In forums, have 2 monitors of.
Yeah,
I have a 3rd monitor of myself because I'm also recording myself and I like watching myself.
Yeah, we didn't do this because we don't find ourselves attractive. The two of us, I think, are key narcissists. Obviously, we find ourselves.
The most powerful erections I've gotten in the last 6 months are when I look at myself in the mirror. Damn, the HRT is doing work.
That is so true. This past month has been crazy.
Yeah.
Because now, if I wear a loose top, I can see the silhouette of my tits.
Whoa, look at that.
I know.
I have Schrodinger's titties. I could walk outside shirtless and feel comfortable and fine, like I'm not breaking the law.
But
also, if I wore like a bikini top and some makeup, I was like, it would be sexy.
Do you think that you're going to try to go for like a greater degree of femininity, or are you good with like the androgyny you have at the moment?
I only took feminizing hormones to be androgynous.
Really?
Yeah. So this isn't going to apply to many people. I'm pretty sure we're both non-binary.
Yeah.
I brought Brady in to cast sort of like a wider net. But I think we're holding on to the same net.
Although I think I'm trying to lean more feminine than you are.
Yeah.
At least in body type.
I had my baby trans phase where I was like, skirts, makeup, so sexy, fishnets. And then lately I've sort of been like, detransitioning is too strong a word.
Right.
But like, reining it back for sure. Being like, actually I don't want to voice train. Actually, I think I'm okay sounding like this. Actually, some days I'll go without makeup. But then, on the days I go without makeup, I happen to meet someone queer. I'm like, well, now I can't signal to them. Like,
you don't have the secret hand gesture.
The secret language that all queer people know that we're going to use to overthrow the autocracy that controls us all. Yeah, it exists. It's real.
It's called gender.
So Spyro is treating you well because everyone in my comments who talks about Spyro, if I were to control F Spyro and the lactone in my YouTube comments,
and you would also be able to Spyro piss. And it would come up in the same comments?
Also, just blindness. One person mentioned...
Blindness?
Yes.
So far, my eyesight's been the same. At least I haven't had to change prescription yet. Yes, no, Spyro's been treating me just fine. If my blood tests come back, and I'm not at the right T levels, we can increase it even. I don't need huge boobs, but I just want proportional boobs, and I'm a tall...
I'm sorry, I'm receiving word from our producers. We've overused the word boobs. We're going to switch to mommy milkers.
Shoulder boulders?
Shoulder... Tokyo Sandblasters.
I want proportional boobs, and as a fairly tall person, relatively, they need to get going on the man reproduction.
How are they now?
It's going okay.
Yeah.
I think it's growing at like expected rate for where I'm looking to get. Honestly, if they don't get to where I want them to get, I will simply get a boob job.
I don't think I'm going to get a boob job now.
No.
Once again, if I could shapeshift, on some days I would have huge rag.
Right.
On some days I would have like B cups. You know?
Yeah.
And some days I'd be like just massive. I have sort of puffy nipples and then like a little bit of softness around the nipples, right?
Yeah.
If they stopped growing. Happy is a strong word, but I think I'd be fine.
I think I would like these to get probably double where they are now.
Yeah. When you were at the party and you were wearing the fishnet and then the bra, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Those are boobs. Holy shit! Whoa! No. How are you with your voice? I feel you don't seem like you've done any voice training. So
I haven't. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I like my voice. I don't have an issue with feminine voice. It's really just the body. I would drown in a lake if I saw a nice enough reflection of me.
If Narcissus was not a tail before, now you would become a tail. Yeah. I
mean, he had to have been a pretty good piece of tail. If you think about it.
Emotionally, how have you been feeling?
I think pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I think I've had some more moments where I've cried at internal struggle.
Yeah.
But that's not anything new. Now I just feel like they're becoming less frequent, if anything.
Because you're having fewer internal struggles? Or
So yes, I feel more in tune with my body. I like my body. It's also due to the fact that basically all of my external struggles are gone, so I don't really need to worry about it as much.
So you wouldn't say that you've been crying at stuff you wouldn't have been able to cry at before?
No, I wasn't exactly an emotionally locked out individual before this.
I feel that. It's not like you were a super man's man.
Yeah, oh yeah, you know, listen, the curly mustache, it really just screamed massively, dude.
It's really the type of mustache where it's like, if I must, I'm still gay.
Do you feel like any of your interests have changed? Not necessarily sexual, although I'm sure that has changed.
My sex drive is lowered.
My sex drive is definitely lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always interested in learning more hobbies. Do you feel like your interests have changed?
I feel like the types of games that I want to play genuinely have changed slightly.
I would say the types of stories I interact with have changed.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Whoa.
Oh, I've been playing a lot more what would be described as cozy games, more visual novels.
Okay, I you click next.
Yeah.
I think I've been more open to saying yeah, I'm part of the LGBTQ community because before I was just a bisexual in a straight relationship.
There were Twitter threads about us for so long.
Yeah, about are we allowed at Pride? The answer is yes. I'm disparaging myself. I'm not disparaging bisexuals in straight relationships.
Right.
It's okay until I'm the one doing it, and all of a sudden the self-doubt creeps in. I also had a brief moment a few weeks ago. This was recent. I was like, am I still trans? I'm not fully transitioning. I'm not fully transitioning to female. I'm just taking transitioning hormones. I'm just putting estrogen in my body and blocking my testosterone production.
Yeah, I'm not trans.
Am I trans?
You don't feel like you've earned the title unless you go back to wearing your skirts and your fishnets all the time.
Yeah.
You don't have to perform the maximum femininity to prove that you're trans. You are simply trans.
And I think that's something I realized too that was a disconnect before I started transitioning. Cisgender me was like, if gender's not real and if trans people don't, if you can be a man while still looking like a woman, why do so many trans men start looking like men? You know? And then I was like, well, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, the answer is sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't.
The real answer is that gender is stupid. Just do whatever.
That's where we're both at. Because non-binary, genderqueer, it's still a trans person.
Yeah.
Just transitions to more in the middle of something.
I do try to avoid using transgender to describe myself. It has a lot of associations with it that I don't feel like describe me. I don't want to make the process seem flippant because I feel flippant about it.
For some people, it seems so difficult and hard.
Yeah, I definitely don't have dysphoria. I don't feel like I can claim the term transgender because I don't feel like I have the same struggles that the average trans person does.
Hello, it's Quinn who does the editing portion of the video, hopping in to say that Brady is specifically saying that they don't feel trans because they don't feel the same hardships and struggles that trans people typically undergo. And this is definitely valid for Brady and could be valid for you. But just because you don't feel the struggles that trans people feel doesn't mean that you're not trans. Just because your life isn't hard or transitioning wasn't difficult, that does not make you any less trans. In the same way that I'm Asian, and I sometimes feel a disconnect in the way that other Asians discuss the struggle in which they navigate the world around them while still being Asian. But just because I lack those struggles doesn't mean I am less Asian. And just because you might be transitioning, but everyone around you is really supportive and you haven't really had any pushback, and getting your meds was really easy and simple, and voice training was walk in the park, you're still trans. I'm not saying that Brady was saying this, but just making it clear that both options are valid. Actually, Brady's a stupid little butt boy. Stupid little butt boy who doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay, back to the video.
I definitely feel more comfortable identifying as non-binary and genderqueer. and then transgender has become like a little like
A little subtext.
Yeah.
I like the term queer.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I think that's like the
we
perfect.
solved it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we covered emotions, we've covered body, relationships with other people. I've broken up with my mom. It was everything in our shared histories.
It is every possible thing that she could have done. Was the wrong thing.
Every dialogue path she chose in my life
But
was the wrong option.
Quinn did not like that.
Oh, I will say, I have been worried more about meeting my biological mom. I'm adopted, and I've been more worried about meeting my biological mom. Because first of all, there's a language barrier. She's Korean. She might know English because like most Korean people know English. But still, I don't want to like rock up at the age of 26 and be like, "안녕하세요. That's all I got," you know, to the woman who like gave birth to me.
Yeah.
And second, I'm not going to like boy mode for my biological mom.
Do you think that you have like the ability to explain?
Absolutely not. You know, Korean people are coming around, but that's the new Korean people. She's 43. No, wait. How old am I? She's 41. I was already worried about like, oh, how would I explain to her that I'm bisexual, and also how would I explain to her that it took this long, and also how would I explain to her that I look not like a son anymore. So that's the new concern.
It was funny because I came out to my mom at my bridal shower. She's the greatest. She's cool.
Yeah.
The greatest thing about my mother is that she's always trying, and I appreciate that. She may not always get it right the first time, but she will get better.
Effort goes a long way.
I can at least try to explain like the nuances of like what I'm doing. I feel comfortable trying to explain that. I don't feel comfortable trying to explain that to my dad. And not like the specifics of it. I just like tell him I'm going on HRT and all that.
That's right behind us. So your dad.
So my dad, he certainly doesn't agree with it. He basically gave me the same reaction as when I started painting my nails.
Oh.
So it's just sort of like whenever something happens.
Was it as strong of a reaction?
It was close. I think when I said I was not going on HRT, he's like, you can just dress like that. You don't have to go on the pill. But if I started dressing like that, he would have,
You would have had his effort, yeah. If your actual goal is just to cross-dress, tell your parents that you're going on HRT, and they'll be like, can't you just dress like that? And you'll be like, I guess, you've talked me into it.
Yeah, but don't give up so quickly. Make them really wish you were just cross-dressed.
Yeah. Welcome to being queer. This is the future liberals want. We're turning our men into boys. We can't say that we're turning our men into women, because then that would be affirming.
But yeah, this is 6 months of HRT.